Shalom, King. Yahweh Shema Shai Brakatah. Yahweh Shalom, Yawanathan. Yahweh Shema Shai Brakatah. Shalom, Mashak. Yahweh's messenger. Yahweh Shema Shai Brakatah. I made you a monorail, Yawanathan. Yahweh Shema Shai Brakatah. So we see what's going on, and I want first and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, the sincere elders of GMS, because only the sincere ones, not those fake ones that try to lord over men. And then double honors to all the other elders, giving us that non-stop energy that has been preaching the same doctrine as our elders, but people's getting butthurt. So we're still going to give double honors to them because we ain't going to be bullied. We have to get in this state of mind that we can't let these things happen. We can't let men despise our youth, and we got to stop being bashful. Look at what the prophets, let's just get into it right in. Let's just get into it. Because look at, they saying that you're doing this stuff, but look at what Haggai had to get onto the prophet, onto Zerubbabel, the head of the church. So this is Haggai chapter 1, verse 12. And Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Joshua, the son of Jehozadak, the high priest, which all the remnant of the people obeyed the voice of the Lord their God and the word of Haggai the prophet, as the Lord thy God has sent him. So the Lord sends men to even tell men to tell them how that's going on. That's not according to the scriptures. So you can't let anyone despise your youth. Shalom, Shangar, Yahweh Shema Shai. But this is what these men try to have you believe. They have to have you that, oh, you have to be in this respect of person. Oh, he's older than me, man. Look at all these people in the world. They're through. When the Lord's speaking, we're just supposed to listen to the message. Don't care where it's coming from. They use a young brother, and I'm a young brother too. But this is what? Elder Malaka Zakpa, which he's going straight off. He's going off, and the Lord is going to deal with him unless he repents. And Azad, the false prophet, Azad the false, because he don't have no truth in him. But as the Lord sent him, the people did fear before the Lord. So the ones that fear before the Lord, they're going to hear it. They'll say, oh, you're not supposed to go out to the sticks and hide like a little bitch. You're supposed to be on the highways and hedges. But no, they continue. It's like, nope, I get mad, hurt, and now you're going to be a deceitful worker. Oh, did they say that to Haggai? Oh, no, you younger than me. Because Zerubbabel was the head of the church. That's King David. Then spoke Haggai to the Lord's messenger unto the Lord's message unto the people, saying, I am with you, said the Lord God. So that's what the Lord just puts the energy on the men that he's going to put it on. And if you don't listen to you, the Lord is going to destruct you. You see how now men are getting hurt and then using their projective thoughts on men. But we have to stop being that bashful spirit, because we don't get into that. Look what Sirach, because we're supposed to be kings and priests. So how do kings represent themselves? So we don't get in Sirach, the 20th chapter. And the Lord stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel and the son. So this is what it was supposed to happen. A man got on you through the man of the Lord, supposed to get on you, and you're supposed to, oh yeah, well, this is true according to the scriptures. This is true. But no, they didn't do that. They got hurt. Now they're saying, no, don't listen to them. Well, did Zerubbabel do that? You like King David so much, isn't that's in the regeneration, that's King David. But no, they got hurt. And now it's going to be the same thing as it is. But it's crazy that they're going to have to fall out on the way they have made all these men fall out. Jumping them and doing all this stuff. But we're trying to do a fair fight, because the Lord he's speaking something. The Lord's word is speaking. And the governor of Judah, in the spirit of Joshua, the son of Jehozadak, and the high priest, and the spirit of all the remnant of the people, they came and did the work in the house of the Lord of God. So that's the spirit you're supposed to be in. But no, because this dick riding spirit got to stop. This bashful, because I was in that spirit when I came in. Not like I wasn't dick riding like some men, just because one man says it. But men, remember, because they said, these are the prophets of the Lord. No, the prophets of the Lord are the prophets of the Lord. They don't have an acronym. Just like the brother said, Shalom Malak Yahweh Shema Shai Brakatah, and Shalom Shahar of Judah. Shalom Hope, Grace, and Mercy. Yahweh Shema Shai Kalab, Yahweh Shema Shai Brakatah. But these people just dick riding. That's all they're doing. But we're supposed to do this. And we are going through this chapter too. This is Sirach chapter 20, verse 22, that destroy his own soul through bashfulness. He said, I'm young, I don't want to speak because I see it. But you see the Spirit of the Lord moving. You see this is what the scriptures say. But I don't want, so they destroy their own soul being too humble, saying, these men are over me. That's the only why they say that. That's why these are the true men of the Lord. I have learned all these things. Being too bashful, when the Lord gave you this knowledge for a reason. He said, who shall stand up for me against the evildoer? He's talking about Esau and the wicked of our people. But what do these people do? Nothing. And by accepting persons overthrowing himself, accepting a wicked man. You know, goddamn, that Legion of Doom video was straight wicked. He was hurt. Something was affecting his money or it's just his pride. So how am I not this man? I wasn't on TV. I wasn't this. This is what this man, because that's the spirit that man is in. The elder, Milwaukee Zagba. But no, that's not the spirit we're supposed to be in. We're trying to promote our people to good works, not try to gang up on people, calling that brother Yawanathan, which is the spirit, because we talked to that brother, and we said, when we were talking to him, we were saying, Azan, the false, he is not in the right spirit. He's wicked as hell. But he said, don't get mad, Arce. You have to look like someone you might look up to might try to start making videos on you. And what happened? That's just the Spirit of the Lord prophesying that what kind of men these men are. So you're not supposed to accept a man over your soul. There is that from bashfulness promised to a friend and making him an enemy for nothing. So this is what happens. This is what happens to these men. But these men despise the youth. They're despising you because you're young. But what did the Lord say? As the same sentence as when he said respect the elders. Let's grab it in bear with me. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4. I'm going to start at 11. These things I command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers. You're supposed to stand up, be an example. Don't let nobody, it's like you just started in this truth. You're doing this. You're still a young man. You haven't went through it. But don't let no man despise that. I'm still here doing as the best I can. So don't let nobody say, you see something, the Lord gives you a revelation or shows you something of a man's spirit being off. You better be an example as the brother Yawanathan did. He's seen and he put the scriptures to test and he knows, because we know we're about to get persecuted in these things. We know that the false prophets as rabid wolves are in between the circumcision. They're not outside saying these blatant off scriptures. No, they're in between and telling us these wicked things. We know that we're going to go through persecution. So you're supposed to just be an example unto the believers. And in word and in conversation, we're not calling men, because they're acting like the bitches, but we're not calling men bitch-ass niggas or busters and all that stuff. When people always talk about violence like that or what they would do, that's a telltale sign. Like if anyone trained martial arts, really, you understand that those people don't be talking that much. They just about that action. So if it was in reality, the loudest man in the room is always the one that ain't really talking. They ain't really about shit. They just trying to look tough. But we're just trying to be examples unto the flock, just doing as what the believers are supposed to do. But these people are despising our youth, and we're taking over the bashfulness of some brothers. Us that's being more humble. Like I was talking about when that King David came on, they told you don't even think about it. It's going to put demons on you. It's going to do all that stuff. They're doing all this stuff, but they never go in the scriptures. So why can't we just be what the Lord said? Just because that's when you used to I used the example one time just talking about what the elders and apostles were doing, because they asked me, and it's like, well, they would question their teachers all the time, just as the elder Paul said. But what did they say? They said, man, who do you think? You think you the elders? Despising our youth. That's what they're doing. He said, and you're not supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be that. You're just being a lord over the man's flock. And in charity, and in spirit, and in faith, and in purity. This is what they're doing. Let's look in a little bit of this Sirach. Fucking demon. There is, and then see how they went about it too is just completely and utterly wicked. That's not kingly. This is Sirach chapter 20 verse 1. There is a reproof that is not comely. Again, some man holdeth his tongue and he is wise. You see, if you thought he was a bug out, why did you say, and he said, oh, we have to mark them, but why you didn't bring out scriptures? Why did you just call him a bitch ass nigga? You did all that stuff. It would have been more wise if you didn't even say nothing and looked at the matter of what that man that was saying this thing was literally just being a false witness, being wicked as hell. That's what Azan the false, because he does not have no truth. He's a wicked, deceitful nigga. That's what he is. And it's much better to reproof than to be angrily secret. But if you really had a problem with it, why didn't you just say right in his face? Instead of, but you were secretly angry at the elder. You said, oh, why is everyone going towards Elder Yakov? So you were secretly angry with him. So you use Jonathan as an example to support your wickedness. And then when it was time, you had a little bit of scoop, because you know you're a TMZ false prophet. You just do a little pictures 144. You just do these little pictures, a little stunts, and you just wait until you can use it. And it tells you to wait until it's the right time, but you use it in the worst possible time. And that's why you're going to be judged about it. But just talking to the brothers, because we're not supposed to be in this spirit. We're supposed to be in, because this is what they're doing. They're committing idolatry. Let's go in that. This is Ezekiel. Let me see if it's precepts too. Oh, Shalom Yahweh, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatah. This is Ezekiel chapter 36. Because this is what the Spirit, as what the Lord had the Spirit on Haggai to be, we're supposed to be in that spirit. We're supposed to just be doing what the Lord told us to be. And it's not supposed to be a respect the person, because that's wickedness. That puts partiality. That causes issues in the flock. And then now you see how far it went. That now people are idolizing a group other than idolizing Yahweh Shem Yahshua. They're using idolatry. So now if you're in a particular group, that's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter anything or what really happened. He said, I got GMS in front of my name, which is straight wickedness. And the Lord is going to judge that. And this is also Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. So this is what the Lord, he told them, hey, just make sure you only go to people that are younger than you. No, he said the whole, and Ezekiel, he was talking to the elders. He was talking to all these people. Well, why? Because that's what our people do. I know that person. Thus said the Lord God, because the enemy has said against you, Abba, even the ancient high places, Salakia, wrong scripture. Bear with me. It's Ezekiel 6, Salakia. But that's the spirit, because they're in that same spirit that they have control over Israel. This is Ezekiel 6, Salakia of correction. This is, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face towards the mountains of Israel, and prophesy against them, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. You say, hear the word of the Lord. Listen to what's happening. Our people have a problem with backsliding, with idolatry, with idolizing men and the rudiments of man other than the Lord. Other than saying what's right, doing what's right, which is written in the law. They go into doing things that are not right just because someone that they hold in high regard of this worldly thing that said it. And not seeing if it's wrong or not, being too bashful and letting men despise their youth. And he said, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord to the mountains and to the hills and to the rivers and to the valley. Behold, I will bring a sword upon you, and I will destroy your high places. So all these ones, this is why the Lord judged us. This is why we went into slavery, because what we were doing, backsliding, idolatry, going into things, and now the modern day idolatry in Israel, because now we know we're not going to be worshiping rocks. Now we're rocking other these, because all those people are bugged out. We're talking about the people in the circumcision that were doing these rudiments of men. Now they're idolatrizing, just because, look at, what is Israel will have the most idols, like Michael Jordan, or have this. But now, since this truth is big, because whatever's big, and that's why they always have to have a figurehead for it, then they're going to worship it. Your altars shall be desolate, and your image shall be broken, and I will cast down your slave man before your idols. So right before, because the men, the true men of the Lord, no matter all these groups are going to be destroyed, and they're wicked that they put forth these groups, they're going to be destroyed right in front of their group. But the true men of the Lord that are in all the groups, they're going to come out and they're going to go with the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Thus saith the Lord. And this is talking about then, back then, but it's nothing new under the sun, so you can apply it at the same thing. And I will lay dead carcasses of the children of Israel before the idols, and I will scatter your bones around the altars. And in the dwelling places, the city shall be laid waste, and the high places shall be desolate. So this is going on, that this is what always happens, what the Lord is going to do to our people. So we can't have this idolatrous spirit, because that's all these people do. That's all they idolatrize men. But the Lord is done with that. He's done. And so all these men that are talking against people, just because they've broken down the scriptures the way that they say, study to show yourself reproved. So you study more, and you're putting and you're applying yourself, and you learn it from the breakdowns. You're doing this, and you see inconsistency inside the doctrine. And just as the elders did with their elders, they did it too. And were they getting called bitch, all that stuff? Yeah, to the ones that are wicked. And look what happened to those men. A lot of them fell out the truth. So you're following the same footsteps, are the ones that you guys are calling prophets. The same footsteps are the ones that fell out the truth. But this time the Lord is going to destroy you. Look, let me grab this. Because this is so we have to be understanding that we're going to go through a persecution, that the world's going to hate us. And don't forget, Israel hated us. Because what were they saying to Yahushua? What were they saying to him? They were saying, he was teaching lies. He was doing all these. He was calling him the devil. He was doing all these things. So do you not think that this was going to happen? He said, are you able to drink of that cup? Let me grab that. This is Matthew chapter 20, verse, I'm going to start at, because this is how everyone wants to be high up or be in high regard and doing all this stuff. We have to understand that this is what you have to do. This is, you have to stand up somehow. Who shall stand up for me? Who shall stand up? Let me just grab that. You can't just be witted and all this stuff, just following false prophets, doing everything possible to just be in the group, just trying to dig right your way to the kingdom. That's not going to happen. This is Psalm chapter 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoer? And who shall stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? He said, who shall? Because the Lord is going to defend. They can whatever they want. And then when the Lord starts taking their spirit and all that stuff, all that mocking and all that bullshit they were speaking, they say, oh, he's wicked. Because they're going to call me, like this video, they don't call me bugged out. They don't call brothers bugged out. This is what's going to happen. But what is that? Who's going to stand up? Who's going to stand up against Esau, Edom, against the wicked of our people? Because this is talking about the wicked. This is talking about Esau, Edom, but also to our people, because they have made a covenant. You say, ye are of their fathers, the devil. Let's grab that real quick. This is chapter, I'm going to start at 42. John chapter 8, verse 42. Yahushua said unto him, if God were your father, you would love me. So the ones that are doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai doing, because we're coming in the spirit of Yahushai. We can apply this, that we're coming in his spirit. Like, you know, when you read this and you're going against the ones that are not popular, they make it seem like you're saying that you're Yahushai. No, we're coming in the spirit, and the spirit of prophecy. And he said it was going to be a long war, just like the days of old, against the house of David and the house of Saul. But the house of David's gonna get stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul is gonna get weaker and weaker. And you see the deceitful works, because nobody was saying anything. Everybody just wanted to be a part. But if you were of the Lord, you would love men that are doing the Lord's work. For I proceeded forth and came from God. And are we doing what the Lord has spoke and told us what we're doing? What are we going off on doctrine? What are we doing this? But why are we just evil and bugged out in prophets of doom? Why are we hated? But the Lord said they shall hate you. They hate you because they have hated me. Neither came I of myself, but he that sent me. Like, nobody came. I mean, I'm just going to preach in Israel. I'm going to be a prophet when I came. This is the spirit the Lord put on us. He said to have, like the brother Amawan Yashua, that have a loud voice, and you see they just cut up and splice little tiny parts of the video, but not watching the whole thing and just saying they do this, saying that, not asking questions. You're supposed to search out another matter, but they said, oh, we're going to do it for you. And you be bashful and just listen to what they saying, knowing that they're leading you into a ditch, knowing that you're sinning because you're showing partiality or spirit to persons. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my words. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye shall do. He was a murderer from beginning. So what are they trying to do with that brother Yawanathan? They're trying to murder that brother. They're trying to have all these videos against him to kill him. But you're not supposed to be in that spirit. You're a spirit of love, of meekness, telling him what he was doing wrong. But no, you just went straight up to just slandering, making videos. Don't watch this, brother. But did you even ask what happened? Did you even ask? Because when he was in that live, you were speaking that something that didn't happen. So that's being a false witness. Even if you didn't even witness anything, you're just doing it because you're catching whatever that brother said, Azan the false. Because that man, look at, you can see in his eyes that he's a deceitful. You got those little beady fucking eyes. You can see that he's a demon. But, and abode and the murder and beginning and abode not in the truth. You don't care what would really happen. You just care that if your group is okay with it. That's that gang banging spirit. But in reality, you already know the ones that were like high up, it's the street gangs, and the ones that were like about that, they don't let people know they're from the gang. Because you guys get gang banging from fucking Hollywood. You know what happens when you get arrested and you have gang affiliations. And that's how the difference between people that sell a lot of drugs and people that don't. But because there is no truth in him, when he's speaking, he's a liar. And he speak of his own because he's a liar. And what did you do? You lied on that brother. You completely made a complete false witness. And now the Lord is going to judge you for that. Thus said the Lord, unless you repent. Because that's what we're trying to, we're mostly trying to tell these brothers, the ones that are listening to the brothers, because look at that brother from Vegas, I don't know, sons of, he's just following. He's basically dick riding. That's all he's doing. He's like, he doesn't know the story. He doesn't know anything. And that's why you don't need to, that's the number one thing. Why do you think they do that? Why you just so that you just got to trust the elders' decision. But they don't ever tell you what happened. And all the ones that usually talk the most, well, that's the only time they do a lesson. They're like, it's a one, all he does is lessons of why you don't have to deal with brothers, and then he does a couple of algorithms. But why? But we're supposed to be doing 3 videos a week. Or we're supposed to do all that stuff. But why are we not? Where's your exhortation videos? It's just rebuke algorithms. Tell them why you can't eat chicken with brothers. Why? But that's a lukewarm spirit. And the Lord is spitting you out, so you got to take all the ones that are in that powerful spirit away. The ones that are trying to do their best. Trying to be, trying to do everything they can to please Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But this is the spirit these people in. Come on, let me grab this. And these are the ones, because there was a lot of people that jumped up, because they hate the truth. But we only want the sincere believers. We only want the ones that like the truth and stand up for the Lord. All those other ones, the only thing that's going to happen to them is destruction. And we're not mad because we're not here to be famous. We're just trying to be delivered. We're trying to do what the Lord has put forth and does what he said, just as Haggai. He is, no, he doesn't like that. This is Acts chapter 4. Actually, I'm just get to the point. This is Acts chapter 4, verse 31. And when they had prayed, the place was shaken when they were assembled together. And just like these brothers that we fellowship this weekend are the ones that are in the same spirit, we're praying. So we're seeing this wickedness and we're just praying to the Lord to avenge us, help us, or all these bad things that are happening to us. We're praying. And it's shaking Israel. That's what it's doing. It's shaking Israel, and we're going to continue until the Lord avenged us. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit. Because the Spirit is filling. The Lord is tired of our people right now always committing idolatry. And it starts always with partiality, impartiality. Being a respected person, doing all these things that a man that you hold in high regard, because they push. You're supposed to be humble, and that's humility. But then they push it so bad that it makes you so bashful that you destroy yourself and you respect another man over your own soul, knowing it's wrong. Because even when I knew it was wrong, but like some of the things, like, man, like what? I'm just supposed to just. I don't know what happened, all that stuff. He told us that, this is how it's going to do. If you don't go somewhere else. And I did. I was like, if I don't know the story, how can I make a correct judgment? You didn't say Daniel didn't walk up before he got big. He didn't go up to those ones that raped. Well, they said that raped the woman. He didn't listen to those elders, because those were elders, and said, she did. That's the woman, the black woman, and do that. No, he didn't do that. No, you know what he did? He listened to both sides of the story, and he made a correct judgment through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's what it's supposed to be like. That's a judge. You don't hear a judge. You being like Esau. Esau, anything an Edomite says, and that's just it's law. Well, now you're doing it. Oh, this is a man of elder. So that woman would have been put death for being innocent, for being almost raped. She would have been put to death if that state of mind of how these men are doing in Israel right now. But and all were filled with the Holy Spirit, and they spoke the word of God in boldness. They didn't care. They said, don't preach that word here, or don't do that, or don't say it in that name. Or now, because there's nothing new under the sun, but it's always a little bit of change. It's always that it's the same thing, just a different, they just say it different. And now this is what they're pushing, the idolatry they're pushing is, if you're not in this group, the true men of the Lord are only in the real prophets of the Lord. They always say that, man. You just like other people that say, no, I'm the real one. I'm the real one. Well, we all know when the Lord starts showing miracles out you. And if you do what the Lord has told you, and if you do what the Lord has told you, you'll show brotherly love. Let's grab that. All right, get back at it. This is John chapter 13, verse 35. Slocky, I don't even have that page in there. Let me grab it. And this is how you know you're applying it. You completely missing where that is. This is John chapter 13, verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples. This is how you know. if ye have love one to another. And I've been 144. See, this is the spirit you need to be in. 144. That's the one. If you have love to one another. And I've been in a part of camps, and I know that every time something bad happened, like when I was dealing with money issues or something, I get fired. Why did the Lord have me get in trouble at the same time? And I was like, I had so bad that I needed to have to move. Instead of the brothers, I get rebuked. And because I had to move to North Carolina, because I wasn't going to stay here. So I had to just figure it out my own. They said, well, you just got to figure it out your own. And then so I was going to move. And it's like, nope, you're fleeing from us. And then at the same time as that, he said, you just can't fellowship. That's what happened. He said, because you're running from us. That's what is that love for your brother instead of just putting it together? Even if you did the same for a brother? No, but these people don't have that love. They have that Esau, I just want to be above, so I just want to have enough. I just want as many heads under me so I can feel better about me because I have a little unit. I have a little army. That's the spirit brothers be coming into. The wicked of our brothers. So-called brothers. But we're supposed to do, and we're supposed to rebuke in meekness. This is what is supposed to be happening. But let me continue in Acts chapter 4, verse 32. And the multitude of them that believed were with one heart and one soul. And how they do it? In love for one another. Standing up for our brother. Standing up and seeing that that's wrong. You see that this man is completely going off. You see all the lies that he's putting forth, and then people just going for it. But the ones that are one with that love from, they're going to stand up for them. Neither said any of them that aught of these things which possessed was his own, but they had all things in common. So you saying they're speaking, and we're mad about the situation? We're not even mad. We're just speaking in the spirit of what the Lord gave us to. And we're all speaking the same because all that is going off. And that man needs to repent, but he's not, because what he has did is he completely crafted his own story, and then they had an elder co-sign, or an elder that always co-signs on freaking wickedness, and then just tried to push forth, and then he thought he was going to get home free, that he did a little video, he said he didn't bring out script. How many scriptures did he bring out in that video? He had a one at the beginning, and then the rest was just talking. So that's it. And then they're saying, well, you're against them. We're against false prophets. And if you're not against false prophets, then you are a false prophet. Didn't the Lord say? And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of the Lord Yahushua. And we believe that he's coming back, and he did at that time. And with great power. And that's why we speak loud. And that's why we do as much as we can. And that's why we said it right on the front street. We're not out in the parks. We're not all the way out in the forests. We're like that man in Pennsylvania. That guy is in the forest. And you guys know it's fucking wrong. You know he's going off. But is anyone going to say anything? Is anyone going to just let him be out in the forest, just preaching to the birds and the bees, speaking No. Who's listening? Who's listening to him? But he's making all these rebuke videos on everybody else. Why wouldn't he look at, you're supposed to be on the highways and hedges, but no man says anything. Care. And then enough of that. So let's just do the brothers that are going to listen, because we're gonna catch slack. We're gonna go through hell. But this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is the spirit the Lord gave men that are gonna stand up for him. That you're supposed to just do. You're supposed to get along to get along. No. This is Ephesians chapter 3. Let me see where I should. I'm going to start at 10. To the intent that now unto the principalities and powers in heavenly places might know by the church of manifold wisdom of God according to the eternal purpose which he purposed in Yahushua HaMashiach our Lord. So it was always set up from the beginning. from the beginning, like on heaven on earth, that these people, that he formed them in the belly, and they were going to be in this spirit, and whom we have boldness and access with confidence by the faith of him. So we know that it's wrong because he gave us his word. He gave us his teaching. It's right here. And he gave us the spirit to be able to interpret it. And he gave us teachers that gave it. But then they use that, these men crept in unawares that are using that as for maliciousness to just control over men. Yeah, we have teachers. What the heck? We have teachers. No one said that we don't have teachers. But then they lump us in. Then they try to lump us in and say, we have teachers, but you're going off a doctrine, so you guys are saying that you're the new covenant. First of all, I have many of videos saying, and many of camps saying that the new covenant, those guys are like bugged the fuck out. And we'll even break it down. Or if you want to ask me, you can just send it, and I send you the video of me breaking that we're not in the new covenant. And then there also are Wi-Fi or all this stuff, that we're Cuddleites, or we're fucking with, I don't even freaking know who Howard the Maccabees is. I seen videos on him. I never even liked him. But like they saying we're in that spirit. But this is what they do. This is what these men. But in boldness, in the faith and confidence of Yahushua, we're going to speak against it. Slakia. And not as Moses, which put a veil over his face, the children of Israel could not steadfast look to the end which is abolished, but their minds were blinded. For until the day remained the same veil undertaken in readiness of the Old Testament, which unveiled, done away with a Mashiach. And that's why we're standing. He's opening the temple through Yahushua to all of us. But they're saying, no, they're just doing it like how the priesthood was doing it, and we couldn't allow, but the Lord allowed us to be in it. So we're not Judites. Well, I'm Northern Kingdom, so I'm a lower brother, younger brother. But the Lord opened it up through the faith of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and that's why we're bold into it. That's why we continuously put forth this word. And, everyone just like, they don't want to touch it or all that stuff. But then because you're not supposed to meddle in other men's matters. But then when they directed it to you, and then they're going to say, no, they didn't. But they directed it to you. They sneaked this. No, we're saying it right in your face. This is Proverbs. Chapter 28, verse 1. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. And now we're going to continuously say it in your face, and we're going to continuously do what the Lord put the Spirit on us to do. Stand up for him and stand up for our brother and brotherly love. Sacrifice our life for our brethren. That's what we spoke. That's no greater love. So we see that this man is getting done wrong. And we see that it's a common thing in Israel, and the Lord put a spirit to make that stop, and so he can put forth judgment of all those wicked and malicious servants. Because there's no greater love than that. Let me grab this. This is John chapter 15. I'm a verse 10. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I kept my Father's commandments, and it'll be brotherly love, and love thy God, and all these things. So are we breaking the commandments through all that stuff? Are we not abiding with the Father? Are we going off on doctrine? And abiding in these things I have spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, that your joy might be full. This is my commandment, that ye love one another. No, you want to make sure that I love him if he's below me. I love him if they do. That's not. I'm just gonna be malicious and be deceitful and lie about him. Is that showing real love? Are you loving that brother? No, you are a wicked and deceitful man. And that's a zon, the false, because you don't have truth in you. Salakia. As I loved you, greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. So we're going to continuously lay down our life for the men that for people that are speaking the same words, speaking of doing the things and being in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's crazy that we talked to him right before that, knowing that it was what was happening. They saying that they told him to take GMS off his name. No, the elder Yahweh called told him to do it. He said that's not wise. And even after, he's saying, and even after what happened, you were still going to do it. And then you got mad because some guy didn't agree with one of the people that was speaking something that's not in the scriptures. And you got mad about that, and so you went again. And so you say, all right, so he's not with us. He's not with us. Like, what kind of shit is that? Is that showing love to your brother? Is that teaching him or anything? It's, all right, just stay away from him. So you just don't let him burn in the fire by itself. And so when we were on the conversation, we told him exactly what was going to happen. He can testify exactly what was going to happen. We told him that don't feel bad if someone that you have in high regard do a video about you and they start jumping you and they start having you as a thumbnail and all that stuff. We told them that. So that's how they know the spirit is working. Right in the conversation. 5 brothers. So this is how you know the spirit is working. And this is how you know that we're in the truth. Are you able to drink of the cup? That's what the Lord said. Let's grab that again. Let's grab it. I haven't. And that's what John chapter 20. I'm going to start at 20. And then came him the mother of the Zebedee children with her sons worshiping and desiring a certain thing of him. Desiring it. Because we all want something. But what do you want? But they were truthful with it. At least they went straight forth to well, they had their mom do it, but they were right there. These ones are like hiding in the background, doing nothing but try to be deceitful. Because you know that you just want to have GMS on your name, and you want to have the Sacramento camp. That's what you want, but you just not hide. You just hiding it. But he said, Salakia. And he said unto her, what wilt thou? She said unto him, grant that these my 2 sons may sit, and one on the right and the other on the left. And now, he wants to be, because this is what he's not doing in his spirit. In his mind, in his mind, he really thinks that it's going to be like 10 years down the line, or he's going to be, yeah, man, I held it down in Sacramento this whole time. I was the elder. He wants to be the elder. That's what he is. That's why he has that spirit against the elder Yahweh call. Because he was the elder in Sacramento. And then you see things didn't work out, that he left on his own volition, and this is what happens. And he said, what? That these, my 2 sons, one on your right and one in the kingdom. But Yahushua said answer and said, ye know not what ye ask for. Are ye able to drink of the cup? So we know that what the Yahweh Shem Yahushua went through, you know that you're going to have to go and be the bad guy sometimes. You know that you're going to have to be treated badly. You know that there's going to be people that try to, look at all the apostles. From old, people were stoning him. Look at Yahushua. They were getting stoned. He was getting stoned. He was getting that. He was a demon, a devil. He was getting all this stuff. Persecution. This is going to happen. This is Israel. Are you able to drink of it? And this is what we were asking this brother, because we were in that spirit of this is. We know what they're about to do. And to be baptized with the baptized that I am baptized with, then say unto him, we are able. Are we able? And this is what everyone that comes in the truth. We're able to do that. But when it comes on your doorstep and you have a time to stand up, are you going to stand up? And most people in reality, they won't. They don't stand up. They just let it happen. They'll let a brother get completely jumped in the spirit on a man being a false witness. And let it just happen. And that's what all these men been doing, but not no more. The Lord put a spirit to stop that, and that dick riding spirit is going to get you guys killed. And he said unto them, ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptized that I am baptized. So just because Wuzakar wasn't willing to do it, he's getting it now. that is on him. And then Jonathan, he was able to drink. He knew he's able to drink of it. And just as our elder, and just like what's going to happen to us, we're Lord willing, we able to drink of it. And we continue to go for it. And let's see, because the things you guys are putting for, the same thing's going to happen to you. And you're going to be destroyed from the things you did for other brothers. Oh, that's what's going to happen. Because the Lord said, you shall indeed drink of my cup. Be baptized with the thing that I'm baptized. Well, let's see if that affliction, let's see if that you'll be able to be tried as gold. Because the only how you're going to know is that affliction, that persecution, all that stuff is just a trial to your faith. Let's grab it. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 5. For God is tried in the fire, and acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Believe him, and he will help thee. So the ones that really have that paper, that listen to what the Lord said, are you able to drink of that cup and believe him that this stuff was going to happen? Because he said persecution was going to happen. Those ones that believe him, those are the ones that are going to be able to go through that fork. The ones that stand up for the workers against the workers of iniquity, and stand up to all this idolatry that's going around in Israel, and all these things that are going forth. Those are the ones that are going to be able to stand. And he will help thee in order thy way and trust in him. Yet they fear that ye that fear the Lord wait for his mercy, and go not aside unless he falls. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your word shall not fail. So, just because men are going to do all this and say, oh, bug out and all stuff, make up lies, they'll make up a complete lie. Well, what's going to happen? Well, the Lord that award is not going to fail. You just keep doing what the Lord has put forth, and that's what's going to happen. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations. Oh, look at them. Look what happened to all the men that, look at Jeremiah. What are all the people of the church? They tried to stone him to death, of the king of Israel. And what happened to him? The Lord cut out his eyes and killed his sons in front of him. Look at all the men that were going against. I'm trying to think. It's just all these. It's just getting all the men that have been trying to go against. Let me just grab it, because this is what we want to be in. I'm going to finish this scripture off, and I'm going to grab it in Maccabees, and I'm going to end off right there. Salakia. For look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in the Lord? So all the Yahushai, all the ones that have spoke the words of the Lord, all the ones that have been killed, Stephen was stoned to death. He trusts in the Lord. He has that crown. It's crazy because that's his name. That's what Stephen means. Look at Paul. They tried to stone him multiple times. Look at all the apostles. They were put to death. But they all trust in what the Lord is going to give them, a crown at the end. The Lord has not forsaken none men that trust in him. And did any abide in his fear? And was forsaken? Somebody, we don't have to drink and get a little purple, but we're not going to be forsaken. The Lord is we're not going to be forsaken. We keep going into this period and keep going strong in it. The Lord is not going to forsake it, because he's going to avenge us with them. He's going to do that unless they repent, because that's what we really want them to do, but they're not. A lot of them is not. You see what kind of story they will make up against that. But if we fear him, that's what's going to happen. And we're going to get revenge. Whom did ever despise and that called upon him? So let me grab this. This is 1 Maccabees. Let me grab it in here. So I don't remember where to start. Oh, this is 1 Maccabees chapter 2. I'm going to start at 50. Now therefore, my sons, be zealous for the law. And what is it? To not have respect of persons. Doing what the Lord has spoke for. Speak it up when you see something. Be zealous for it. Speak out and do what you need to do. Be zealous in everything according to the law. going out to these highways and hedges, doing what the Lord has commanded to us, we got to be zealous for it. And give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. And this is what? That's what we're supposed to, for our brothers and for the covenant of our fathers, coming out on these streets, possibly being put to death by Esau, Edom, and possibly hating throughout all Israel. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. Just like we went into Haggai, they had to get on to the leaders of Israel. And just as the apostles back in the day, who were they getting on? They were getting on the circumcision, the leaders of our people, to get them in the right spirit to save. So we have to call that to remembrance. What acts our fathers did in that time, so shall ye receive great honor and everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation? So this is what? Look what happened. He was tempted. He got in all these periods of time, had to run, get in all these periods of time, like when Egypt, when they tried to kill him, or all this thing. Did he still have faith when he had that temptation that the Lord told him? The Lord didn't tempt him, but he told him to sacrifice his son. And he was faithful, and he knew that the Lord he can bring him back like that. And what did he get? The covenant. And it was imputed unto him for righteousness. Or Joseph, in the time of distress, kept the commandments and was made Lord of Egypt. And even if they were, look what was going on. His brothers sold him into slavery, but he still abided in love. He still did what the Lord put forth. And what happened? He was used to help our people, so you can actually be called one of the tribes, because it would have been only 2 tribes. But so you can be called. Joseph did that for us. And we have to call this for a remembrance. Phinehas, our father, was being zealous and fervent and attained the covenant of the everlasting priesthood. I believe that's the one that threw the javelin. I'm not sure. And Yahushua, this is the one, Joseph. This is Joseph. Was fulfilled, the word were made a judge in Israel. Going and taking Caleb for bearing witness, and we're witnesses on it, and we're seeing what's going on. So this is the things that we have to call for remembrance. Bear witness before the congregation, receive a heritage of land. And don't you want a piece of the kingdom? You're going to get it, but you want to get it from your father after you get put to death, or do you want to get it allotted to you by Yahweh Shemel Shai? David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of the everlasting kingdom. Even as Saul, his own brother, was trying to kill him, not his actual, but you know what I mean. He kept having mercy, not the Lord's anointed. But these ones is like, he ain't the Lord's anointed, I'm the Lord's anointed. This is what these men are. Elisha, for being zealous and fervent for the Lord, was taken up in heaven. Elijah, he was delivered, and he was the greatest of the prophets. Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, for being, that's his Daniel, Shishak, and Abednego. Meshach, and Abednego, Salakia. Those are the ones that in the burning calf. Being believers, were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of the lions. And we have these roaring lions now, these false prophets trying to destroy and devour our brothers. But no, the Lord's going to deliver that in. And thus consider ye through all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Fear not the words of the sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. So this is what's going to happen. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakak Wadash, the Wadi Yahweh, Shemel Shai, and Shalom.